Hello everyone, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. Today we are back on Just Trains' brand new West Coast Mainline Crewe to Preston route. But ironically, we're not going to be driving on any part of the West Coast Mainline today. We're going to be here at going from here at Latchford Sidings over to Fiddlers Ferry Power Station and unloading our HAA coal wagons we have at the back. We have two Class 20s on the front, including one of these with the Scotty dog, which I can't remember. Like, some of them have special depot markings, and each marking means it comes from a specific depot. Like Thornaby, I believe, is a Kingfisher, for instance. But yeah, I can't remember which depot the Scotty dog version is from. Anyway, we're in the Class 20 today. This thing has gotten a significant number of upgrades compared to the old Tees Valley one. New BR Blue livery, bunch of new sounds, dynamic suspension, domino head coat box, potential for high intensity hand lamps, hot plate simulation, which I'm not kidding about that last part, and the biggest update, of course, is a complete retexture. So this thing is basically brand new. There's hardly anything carrying over from the old Tees Valley Class 20. And I must say, in this BR Blue livery, like, look at the little scratches on the grill and the paint wear on the handholds. It is an exquisite looking piece of rolling stock, and Just Trains have absolutely gone to town on it. And yeah, we'll also be having a look at the brand new slow speed control today. So let's get safeties on first. Turn the DSD on as well. Master key online. As you can see, the interior looks completely different. Brakes, instrument lights, turn those up. We also have, if we have a look, I also have all my doors and windows open, so if you hear stuff in the background, that's just because the weather's extremely warm here in the UK. We have some fuses as well. Don't know if just two are operational though, this one and this one. Not entirely sure if those are like compatible faults or not. So yeah, we also have a new nose end horn. And we also have a new front end horn. Oh. There we go. Right, next stop, Fiddlers Ferry Power Station, Line B, stop board. Right, let's give us some welly. 50%. Listen to the wagons as we get moving. Come on, buddy. Sometimes these coal trains are a bit difficult to get moving. There we go. And we're off. So if we have a look at the map, we're over here at Latchford Sidings. We're going to be heading directly underneath Warrington Bank Quay, past Arpley Signal Box and Fiddlers Ferry Signal Box, which are the two signal boxes that you can go into. And then we will be stopping at the Fiddlers Ferry just before the unloading spot. And then we'll turn on the slow speed control and go through at 0.5 miles an hour. So it should be a fun run today. This is part of a merry-go-round coal run. You can pick up wagons from Parkside Colliery, load them up, or Bickershaw Colliery, and then take them down to Fiddlers Ferry Power Station, unload them, and then run the empties back. So it's quite an interesting run. It's quite an interesting run to do, but it does take a while, so I'm not going to do a whole merry-go-round coal run today. Class 20s go. Do like the new horn. Very nice. Alright. So we're going to be, we're coming up on the Arpley sidings where there's a bunch of stuff stored. Then there's also the signal box as well. There's also something at Warrington Bank Quay which I believe might be causing a huge amount of the low frame rate. Like, look at this. 28 FPS. And we aren't even near Warrington Bank Quay yet. Yeah, there is a dedicated slow speed position on the throttle, which is nice. We've got a new 47/3. Well, it's not technically new. The 47 is not new to the game by any stretch of the imagination, but it has also basically gotten the same treatment as the Class 20. Full from the ground up retexture, new sound, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if we have a look just ahead, there's Fiddlers power station cooling towers in the distance. So here's the Arpley Junction signal box, and there's some collectibles in here like a pie barman and Uncle Joe's mint balls. Like, look at that! Oh yeah. We'll also go by Fiddler's Ferry signal box eventually. But yeah, I do have to warn you, be exceptionally careful with these coal trains if they're being hauled by the 20, because for some reason the loco brake is barely effective at all. And even when you use the tray brake, it takes a long time for these very cumbersome trains to slow down, so be extra careful when going at higher velocity. So yeah, here's Warrington Bank Quay. Here's the Unilever detergent manufacturing plant, which is now being turned into a what is it? AI data center, I believe. But there's specific, yeah. I believe some of the textures are broken at Warrington Bank Quay, which is why the frame rate is so low. I think I could only reproduce it while walking around, so full throttle. You have to get up this hill without losing too much speed. So yeah, we're heading right through the center of that detergent manufacturing plant right now. But like, this whole route is just so varied and cluttered, full of interesting clutter, like the Leyland Motors manufacturing plant, for instance, and then the Fiddler's Ferry power station, Haydock Oil Terminal, bunch of depots. It's just this route is fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And yeah, despite the performance issues, like, this route is most definitely shot to the top of my favorite routes list. Like, I am a sucker for Just Trains content, and like especially the 1980s stuff which they've done, and oh boy, this is amazing. Like, yeah, it doesn't come with any flat out new rolling stock, but yeah. This, honestly, now that we have Crewe Preston and Preston Carlisle, I would love to see an APT. The Class 370 APT-P, to be specific, the electrically powered one, since that was still in limited service on the West Coast Main Line in 1986, though it was just a year away from retirement at the time. I would absolutely love to see an APT, since, yeah, a lot of that technology then went into the HST as well. Though, oh, you'll also see, yes, this little Austin Metro, I think it is, at the Monk siding signal box inside the level crossing barriers. That is realistic. That is the signal boxman's car, and he has a right to park it there. Yeah. Once we travel the 3 miles to Fiddler's Ferry, we will turn on the slow speed control, which, yeah, we will be able to get up to 40 miles an hour in a minute. Have we got a tail lamp on the end? Yes, we do. Oh yeah. Yeah. For some reason, the performance on this, I think my main criticism of the Crewe Preston route is the performance. There's very inconsistent performance throughout the route. Some bits run excellently, and some bits feel like as though someone's taken a hammer to the frame rate. It's like, especially Crewe, Warrington, and Preston. And I don't know why. It's like, this route is very weirdly optimized. And that's where I can definitely say that Trent Valley is far better optimized. And yeah, Trent Valley is also a great route. If you want modern West Coast Main Line, you can hardly go wrong with Trent Valley. 108 miles of high speed running, 805, 807, Pendolino, 350. Though I was at Tring on the West Coast Main Line the other day. I believe it was last Saturday. Saw the two special Pendolinos, the Climate Change and Pride ones, and the Culture 807010. But what I didn't see were hardly any 350s. I saw one 350/2 and one 350/4, both on fast services. All of the other slow services were done by the 730. Genuinely. I probably saw like 10 LNWR 730s and a couple of West Midlands 730s as well. There's a lot of them around now. I hadn't realised that they'd come into so much general use across the WCML, and it just highlights the lack of 730s on Trent Valley and West Coast Mainline South. Like, I would love if All Aboard did a 730. It would have to be in West Midlands and LNWR liveries though, and on top of that, they would have to layer in the West Midlands one to do Birmingham Cross City AI, because currently that's represented by the Class 323, which is unrealistic for the time period, as that had already been retired or sent off to Northern. Right, full beans, 2.5 miles to go, but remember, it's 2.5 miles from here to here in a straight line. It doesn't take this loop into account. You basically, in this 40 section, you have to go full beans, otherwise, yeah, you're not going to make it. You're not going to get to Fiddlers Ferry in any reasonable space of time. Oh yeah. And also the sound suddenly changed when you open a window, listen. Oh yeah. Like, this Class 20 is by far the best Class 20 we've ever had. Blows the old Tees Valley Class 20, and even the more recent Direct Rail Services one by Skyhook Games, completely out of the water. Especially with the slow speed control. That slow speed control comes in handy a lot on this line. Especially when you're loading and unloading wagons. Also, animated hot plate, so if I turn it on, I don't know if you can tell this, but it actually starts glowing as if it's turned on. Yeah, you can definitely tell that that's glowing more than it was before, which is a really cool touch, even though you can't put anything on it. I would love to have like a dynamic, like if you clicked the hot plate, like if you could put a cup of tea on it and then have it gently steaming or something, but that would probably impact the frame rate, so. Nearly 30 miles an hour. I do like these new HAA wagons as well, because like the dynamic weathering creates like variety, even though it's the same, nominally the same wagon and the same livery. Because of that dynamic weathering, it really does look absolutely great. Yeah. And also the HEA wagons are included with a new paint job, despite the fact they already appeared in the game. I believe the HEAs are only really do the salt trains, from what I'm able to tell, so they don't really get much use. Is that a pub off to the left? It might be. Look at that. Yeah, Fiddlers Ferry actually was in full very much a. Was very much still generating power in this time period, and would continue generating power for the next 35 years almost, only being finally decommissioned in 2020. Well, started the decommissioning process. I believe in real life it's in the process of being knocked down. Gated crossing. wow, we slowed down for that 20 limit way too early. 15 limit, sorry. Whoopsie. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah. Come on. Speed up. Coming up on the Fiddlers Ferry signal box, which if we have a look, there's also a rail freight livery included for the Class 20 as well. So yeah, here. Whoops, I muted my mic accidentally. Here is Fiddlers Ferry signal box. A few collectibles dotted around. Also, this sketch. If anyone can tell me who this sketch is of, please let me know in the comment section, because it genuinely confused me. Oh yeah. So yeah, the Arpley and Fiddlers Ferry signal boxes are the only two which are modelled, which is actually one less than Just Trains' original route, which is which was, I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, Blackpool branches. On Blackpool branches you had 3 signal boxes, the disused one at St Anne's and the 2 active ones at Solwick and Blackpool North. Then on Preston Carlisle, you had there were a lot of modelled signal boxes with interiors. I can't remember the exact number. I believe they're all listed in the Preston Carlisle manual. Well, and then also on top of that, how's the frame rate now? 42 FPS, that's not bad, considering it's modelling the smoke effects from all those cooling towers. It is an impressive facility, this. Looks really, really good. Yeah. So we're going to be looping around a bit, so it's a bit more than 900 yards to get there. Yeah. But now on this route, we only have 2 signal boxes with interiors. I think that's to lower the performance impact, simply because, yeah, it's not exactly a can we go through this signal? Yeah, we can. We wouldn't have had time to slow down anyway, so yeah, if we couldn't have gone through that signal, that would have been bad. Okay, I'm going to, since we don't have AWS, okay, we can go through the next signal. Just having to check manually, because yeah, there's no AWS monitoring on this section of line. As you can see, the AWS sunflower indicator is not working, so I believe that track, no, not this track, but the next track off to the left. So this one will be coming out of this one right here. Yeah. Show you how to initialize the slow speed control once we get to the facility, and then we'll go through at 0.5 miles an hour. And yeah, so yeah, well, I believe we'll be coming through on this track here. We'll be coming in on the left-hand track. Yes, we will be coming in on the left-hand track. Yeah, there's the coal pile for the plant. Really feels like this route does an excellent job of feeling like you're a cog in a massive machine, and I do like that. I do like how this route makes you feel like that. It's like we've got, what is that? Like a water storage? That must be like a water storage tank for the plant, because for cooling, I imagine it would use quite a bit of water. So yeah, we just should make sure that you are in slow speed selector notch 1, which is the one we want, and then we can use this slow speed control once we get that. And yeah, just make sure, proceed to signals indicate I. So yeah, we'll have to make sure to stop before here, because it's a general stop board. All trains must stop and contact the signalman before entering the unloading facility, which, yeah, I'll try and simulate. Yeah, as you can see, this distance toward the stop is going up because we're having to loop around. Look at the size of this place. The fact that Just Trains have modeled all of it, like, fair play. Like, yeah, this route really does this route really does a great job of making you feel really small. There's some big buildings on this route. 2 huge coal-fired power stations, the Unilever detergent manufacturing plant in Warrington. This is an era when industry was the industrial sector was a lot bigger than it is now. And you could definitely, whoops, just banged my mouse. You could definitely feel that. This, yeah, because nowadays Britain is mainly a services-based economy. Or, if you want to use the technical term, tertiary sector-based. But back in this era, it was a lot more secondary sector-based. Manufacturing, processing, things like that. And it used to be, and trains were a lot more used for this kind of thing than they are now. The rail scene, the rail freight scene in Britain now is a lot smaller than it was back here. Back now. I should say back now because, yeah. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit congested today if I'm sounding a bit weird. Look at those giant cooling towers. The only previous power station was in the game, I think, was Ratcliffe Power Station next to East Midlands Parkway on Skyhook's Midland Mainline. And this Fiddlers Ferry puts Ratcliffe to shame. Really. I'd love to go up that tower on the left-hand side, but yeah. Okay. Shutting down throttle. Proceed as signals indicate. So next up is that stop marker. So let's start on the brakes. Yeah. We'll need a long time to get this bad boy slowed down, but yeah. And we'll need to come to a complete stop before the unloading facility in order to set up the slow speed control. Love doing industrial workings like this. I actually did a few steel runs with the original Class 20 on the Tees Valley line because that's actually a decent run to do. But this is a lot of fun. Right, so we're supposed to stop at this stop board. The initial full brakes. Stop! See what I meant when I said it takes a long time? So yeah, we gotta stop and contact the signaler. See the signals indicate, and we have a yellow signal. Oops, I just put the reverser in off by accident. And then we've got another stop board before we enter the unloading facility itself. So I'll keep slow speed control off for now. Right, more beats. If you having a slow start, just give it more welly. But yeah. We also do have a wheel slip indicator. If that flashes red, then we're in trouble. Oh, why am Stop it. Okay, the brakes do take a bit to release, as you can probably hear. Switch it off. Full brakes. Oh, wow. Dump the pressure. Whoops. Yeah. See how long it takes? Alright, so go via location, Fiddlers Ferry, power station, line B, unloader. Right. Get the loco brake on just to hold the train temporarily, because that takes a little bit less of a to release. So we just confirm again that we're in slow speed selector 1, so that means we're in 0.5 miles an hour. So we have two settings on the slow speed control, SS1, SS2, and off. So, since we have 2 locomotives today, and not 1, if you had 1 locomotive, we would select SS1. Since we have 2 locomotives, we'll select SS2. So, we're in notch 1, slow speed control on that end is off, reverser is forward, wait for the locomotive brake to release, we're on a level grade, just wait for those brakes gauges to reach 0, and okay, so we're in SS2 mode, loco brakes have released, set the throttle to the slow speed position, which is 1 notch beyond the on position, and now, okay, so now we've got the slow speed control online, and now the locomotive will manage its own amps to make sure that we stay at 0.5 miles an hour. We just gotta head through and keep an eye on the speed. The wagons also have a dynamic unload, so yeah, I'll show the wagons unloading once we get through this facility. Watch that amateur. This locomotive's actually really, really good at maintaining the speed, and yeah, so I believe notch 1 on the slow speed control is 0.5, notch 2 is 1 mile an hour, and notch 3 is 3 miles an hour, I think. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty slow, but it's going to take a while to unload all of these wagons. I love how the locomotive is so good at managing its own amps. That's so cool. Indicator. Wait a minute. I actually just want to check something. Okay, we're on a flat grade all the way. That will allow the locomotive to manage speed better, and we won't have to use the locomotive brake to help manage the speed. Okay. You gotta unload the coal. Oh. This wagon get unloaded. So after this, we just have to stop at Fiddlers Ferry Power Station 9B exit. Yeah, as you can see, the coal is unloading itself. unloading seems to occur in stages. Right, that's very loud. Position the camera so we can see when all the coal's gone through. Even the coal texture looks nice. Like, that looks pretty realistic, even though it's a two-dimensional texture. Yep, first wagon completely unloaded. Alright, let's just keep an eye on the... the speed and amateur indicators, because those are the two which we need to keep an eye on. This is pretty slow, I have to say, but it's realistic, so we'll do it at the realistic speed. So, if we have a look at the map, does it show where the power station line B exit is? It does, so it's just here next to those 3 HEA wagons just before the power station signal box. Gotcha. Yeah, as you can see, we've got a bit further to go. Not too much further, just a bit. Before all these wagons are unloaded. Unloading at 0.5 miles an hour is, yes, very slow indeed, but yeah, who cares? It's realistic. This is a fun service to do, and the slow speed control is so nice. Like, genuinely. Having the locomotive manage its own speed at such a slow velocity. Like, doing this manually would be a gigantic pain in the rear end, especially at 0.5 miles an hour. Does it? What's the frame rate? 42 FPS. Perfect. So we've unloaded first 5.5, I would say, wagons, but it is remarkable how well this slow speed control works. We are holding just the tiniest bit above 0.5 miles an hour, but it's almost, yeah, it's basically perfect. Perfectly holding the speed. go to this camera again. Okay. There we go. The mile per hour gauge is almost all the way down at 0. It's barely above 0. Yellow signal. Actually open the window so we can get more of those good sounds. There we go. Amateur gauge is not wavering as much anymore. I think it's found a happy medium where it can maintain 0.5 miles an hour without going too fast or too slow. About a third done with wagon unloading already. It's not bad. Oh, resetting the camera. Come on. There we go. We're nearly over the first level crossing. Well, the back of the train is. We're finished here. We're up to 15. That signal on the left means that we are clear to go through whenever we need to. I believe that signal is only present at this unloading area. It's in the there. It does have a full description in the manual, I think. Okay. I actually put the hot plate on low just to keep the tea on the warm. Actually, no, it's summer. Don't need to keep our tea warm. Could put like a cup of tea there that could gently steam. That would be so cool. But hey, it's probably there to, because diesel exhaust effects are quite heavy on the performance. I wouldn't be in this game. I would be surprised if they don't want to do that specifically to avoid performance issues, which is fair enough. look at the map. Is there another train on the way here? There's a Moss End to D Marsh at Warrington Banky. I think that means it's a steel train? Almost halfway done with unloading procedures. And then we'll come to a halt, switch the slow speed control off, and then go up to 15 miles an hour and park at the end of the loop. Check. Okay. It is. Okay. It's a signal that we can go through. I just wanted to double check. We're halfway done with unloading coal wagons. Excellent. I know this is a bit tedious and slow, but it's enjoyable. Like, this is something that we can't really do on any other route, but possibly bar the Tees Valley line. But yeah, I think I think the Clinchfield Railroad, you can load up coal wagons, I think. Let's see this. Just passing signal Sierra 7. Maintaining 0.5 miles an hour. Yeah, I think the locomotive has found the sweet spot where it's not going too fast nor going too slow. This is a bit slow and tedious, but yeah, it's pretty fun if you have a slow speed control doing everything, maintaining the speed for you. If I had to do this manually, I think I probably wouldn't do it in the first place. Just about 10 10 more wagons to go. Another clear signal. Sorry about that. I'm feeling pretty congested this morning. About 3/4 done, with about 8 or 9 wagons to go. Wonder if there are any more coal trains popping along. There's one at 15:54. What time is it now? 15:43. Okay. I don't think we'll see that one then. It'll take like 15 minutes just to get over here. Love how the speed on the HUD is having an absolute moment. It can't decide whether it's 0 or 1 mile an hour. That's hilarious. That signal is clear. It's an ungated crossing, so we do have to be careful. Performance is doing pretty decently, 50 FPS. But yeah, that's my main complaint about this route. The performance is very inconsistent. At Crewe, Warrington, Bentley, and Preston, performance is terrible, and yet every other area is really good. And yeah, it's hard to know why. How many more wagons? 6 more, and then we're good to go. Oh, accidentally reset the camera again. Come on. There we go. Don't want any idiots bubbling out in front of us. I love how the speedometer on the HUD just cannot decide whether it wants to register 0 or 1 mile an hour. So yeah, once we're finished unloading all the wagons, I'll pull the train to a halt, disable the slow speed control, then get us up to 15 miles an hour, and then get us to the end of this loop. Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably get a screenshot with the Fiddlers Ferry power station in the background. Yes, with one of the cooling towers, why not? Don't want to blur the cooling towers, though. There we go. Oh, and while I'm paused, I should also check to see if I'm still recording. Yes, I am. There we go. Oh, keep resetting the camera without thinking about it. I need to have the camera still registering the, still showing the slow speed control. Yes, 5 wagons to go. Almost there. And then, yeah, once it's registered, but we've unloaded everything, disable slow speed control up to 15 miles an hour. The slow speed control is so handy for this kind of work. Like, otherwise, it would be a massive pain to unload all of these wagons with manual control. with manual controls only, but yeah, having a slow speed control to dynamically read and control the speed is absolutely excellent. So good. Four wagons to go. Three wagons, well, 2 and a bit wagons. Just have to wait until the game registers that we're finished unloading the coal, and then we'll be back in business. Almost there. Unloading the last wagon now. That's pretty tedious, but it's realistic, so... We're producing exactly 500 amps of power. Just watch this last wagon get unloaded. There is a particle effect from the bottom of the wagon into the building as well, which is pretty cool. Almost there. Okay, the wagon in front's completely finished. Almost there. Okay, clear through the next signal, that's excellent. Last bit of the coal. We should also expect higher performance as we're not loaded anymore. We'll have to be careful. There we go. Throttle off. Slow speed control off. It served its purpose. Locomotive brake off. Wait for the brakes to release themselves. And give us a welly! 40% seems to be good. Oh wow, okay. We are definitely taking off quicker than we were before. Oh yeah. You can definitely tell a performance difference. My word. Okay. Easy does it. Oh wow, this feels so fast. Even 8 miles an hour feels fast compared to before. Alright, 600 yards and then we're finished. Yeah, the next next loaded coal train is just about to set off from Matchford sidings. And then the whole cycle will repeat again, while we take these empty wagons to Bickershaw or Parkside Colliery to be refilled again. I don't think there are any collieries left in Britain. I think they've all closed, simply because there's no need for them anymore. Where the tracks to the south of Fiddlers Ferry go off to? Doesn't say. Shut off the power. I think we'll have a lot better braking performance. We have a red signal. It's not showing up on the HUD. It's not showing up though, interestingly enough. Our task is complete. All we have to do is park up the train. What is this little box here? 20 miles, nice. $150 yards. Saying. Keep an eye on those semaphores. Make sure we don't get too far past. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Gold medal? What? Okay. We didn't do any speeding at all. And we just got a gold medal? What? Okay. That's weird. Should have gotten a platinum for that. Anyway, that'll be all for this video, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And join my Discord server if you want to chat with me. And I will see you all in the next one. And please do become a channel member if you can afford it. Goodbye.